Welcome to the TNT podcast, where we discuss all of the hottest current events within hip hop culture, album reviews, politics within the music industry, and more. You all know me by Tellurian. I am one half of the TNT podcast, and of course, I have my brother here with me.
Yes, sir. My name is Timothy. I'm the other half of the TNT podcast, and we're here with the shits. We are bringing unbiased, unfiltered, honest conversations about hip hop and the culture. So if you're sensitive about your favorite artist or public figure, go on ahead to the next podcast, but you can still follow us though. Just remember, these are our opinions, and we are only speaking on behalf of us. Thank you all for tuning in.
All social media platforms will be in the description for each and every episode, so don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Peace and love.
I was like, oh, we got to get it back on our weekly recording again.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like it's only been 3 weeks, but it feels like
3 weeks. But it feels like 2 months or something, bro.
It feels like it's been 3 months, but we back.
I don't know why.
We back, man. Episode 51 of the TNT podcast. TNT. We are back from our 3-week break. Felt like a very, very long time, but here we are. We're back. I am one half of the TNT podcast. Of course, y'all know me by Timothy, and of course, as always, I have my brother here with me.
Sure.
Peace King. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's been a lot going on, man, since our last episode. It's been a whole lot. We got a lot to talk about too, man.
Oh man, yeah, you said it, man. I feel like we missed out on so much stuff. We got a lot of stuff that we got to catch up on, but you know, we the culture, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get it done like we always do. But how you been, man? What you been on?
Been good, man. Took came to Dallas, hung out with you, some family. Shaq had his wedding. Congrats to Shaq and Amber. My family, my friends. Saw y'all. Got to spend a lot of time with y'all. Of course, that was always great. Justin came down. Glad I saw Justin.
Yeah, man.
Went to Arizona. Went to visit my boy Nate. That was lit. Arizona is actually like a hidden gem, bro.
Arizona. I was about to say, you're gonna have to get into this Arizona experience. I want to know. I gotta know.
Arizona is pretty lit, bro. Like, went to the Grand Canyon. That was really dope. What else? Has some bomb food out there. It's this place called Lolo's. It's like a soul food spot, but they got some in Dallas too. I think they got one in Dallas and a couple other spots, but they got one in Arizona. Arizona is almost like Texas, but with I don't know. I don't want to say more sightseeing spots, but it's like kind of got like a mixture of like Miami and like Dallas. It's kind of weird. Like Arizona is just kind of different. I don't even know how to describe it, but they got places like Church's Chicken, they got Whataburger, they got stuff like that. But it's like Texas, but it's not. It's weird, and it's like parts of it that's like Miami, parts that's like Dallas. It's kind of crazy. Parts that kind of look like California too. So it's almost like a mixture of cities and states almost. Arizona's kind of lit because it's like when you go out there, you think it's just desert, and then when like you go further out, it kind of starts to look like Cali a little bit, and like with the trees and nature and stuff like that. So, and then like the mountains, but and then like the nightlife is pretty lit. Yeah, bro. Went to this Mexican club. It was lit, bro. Like it was lit. I was like, okay.
Man.
I was like, I gotta go to
you about the Mexican clubs, man.
Yeah, and I thought about you when I went there. I was just like, yo, I remember me and you. We were trying to go. I think me, you, and a few people. We were trying to go to a Mexican club, but it was like the line was wrapped around the building or whatever. And so I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to go when I move back to Dallas. And so, yeah, man, Arizona lit. It's lit.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to all my Mexicans, all my Hispanics real quick. Y'all are the life of the party. Y'all know how to have fun. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. I love y'all.
But it was lit, bro. Yeah, it was. I think the club that I went to, it like started at 10 and like ended at, was it 5? Or like 4:30? It was crazy.
Damn.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I always pictured Arizona as being like a naturey type of place, I guess. And I've never been anywhere. I've been to New York. I haven't been to Cali. I haven't been to anywhere besides New York, so I don't really know too much. But Arizona, that's definitely somewhere where I would like to go. I would like to see the Grand Canyon. That's definitely an experience that I would like to experience, sometime. But yeah, man, I'm glad you had a good time. How long were you out there?
Like 5 days. So bro, me and my boy Nate, we was like partying from like Thursday to like Saturday, like 3 days straight. It was crazy. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And yeah, bro, the food out there is good. Went to like a taco spot. Had tried vegan tacos for the first time. That was actually pretty fire. This place called Flavors Vegan. Yeah, I think it's flavored vegan or Flavors Vegan, one of them. But tried vegan tacos for the first time. That was fire. Uh, what is it? Some call it like frittatas. So it's like eggs with like uh I think I got like the salmon frittata, so it was like cooked salmon on it, and I was just
That
eating food I
sounds
never tried,
delicious.
and it was fire, bro. It was
That,
so good.
that sounds delicious. What's that
Yeah,
called? You said frittata. Yeah, that
frittata,
sounds.
yeah. It's like eggs or like almost like a it's like almost like a baked egg or something like that. With like you can get it like with chicken on it or salmon on it, and it has like spinach and it's fire. It's pretty fire. But yeah, man, that's my thing. I like sightseeing. I like eating good food. Yeah, bro, it was lit. It was a good time.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah. What about you, bro? How's life?
Oh man, it's great. I've been chilling. Like you said, you came down here, had a good time. Was able to hang out with my boy. We got to go out, get a few drinks. Like you said, Justin was down here. It's always a great time when Justin's here. We went to the wedding. Congratulations to Shaq and Amber. Um, that was a fun time. Shout out to Imani for taking all those fire ass pictures.
Right? Shout
Uh,
out to you, man.
yeah, man. Shout out to Nezzy. We went to her place for the first time.
Oh man.
Shout
Shout out to Nezzy.
out to Nezzy. We went.
Oh
And
man, what a
I
time.
remember, I remember being fucked up at her place. So we played. What's the name of that game we played? It's like
I
something.
forgot the name. I'm gonna have to find out the name of the game, but man, trying
That
to get
game was
21, bro.
yeah, bro. That game was so fire. And shout out to her homeboy that was there. We met him. He was a cool dude. Um, we got some food, like you said. We tried some tacos. We tried a new taco spot.
Oh, man, I'm still talking about that taco spot. Was it Del Sir?
I think that yeah,
Del Sir
something
tacos.
like that.
Yeah, tacos is fire.
Something like that. Yeah, some good tacos. But no, man, ever after you left, man, just been chilling, working. Nothing crazy. We took you out to Fort Worth for the first time. I told you. I told you
What a
it was
time.
gonna be lit. I told you it was gonna be lit. And we actually got to see Chris, surprisingly. We got to see Chris. Shout out to the boy Chris, man.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. We got to see the boy Chris. But yeah, man, I had a good time, man. I had a good time. I can't wait till you're back down here permanently.
And I just started my paperwork for out processing, so did that day before yesterday. So sent that in, and yeah, we about to get it like the ball rolling on getting out of here.
Yeah, man, we're about to be in May. September is gonna get here so fast. It's gonna get here so fast.
Yep,
So,
it's crazy. I'm already looking at spots back home, and yeah, bro, it's the transition is getting real.
yeah, man. After you left, we celebrated Raquel's birthday, and we did pretty much everything. Like
Man, I wish I was home for that.
we damn near did everything. I took her to this seafood spot in Dallas. It's called the Boiling Crab. It's a little hole in the wall out there, and we ate
A lot of hole in the wall spots. Love them.
we ate some king crab, and man, it was exquisite.
Yeah, actually, I think I messaged Raquel and I was like, wherever this is, it looks fine. She's like, when you come home, we going. And I was like, let's go.
Damn, that place was so good. You know what I'm saying? It had my pockets broke, but that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It was worth it.
Oh, I'll let my pockets be broke over some good food though. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like,
that crab was amazing. And after that, we had crab again. We went to Shell Shack on that Saturday, because her birthday was on that Thursday. That's the day we went out to get to the boiling crab, and then we went out to Shell Shack on Saturday. And I think we went there like early in the day, and we had crab again. And then later on that night, we went to Bombshells. We got fucked up. We got fucked up at Bombshells. Yeah, man, we did
Bombshells as a group again. That was
that shit was lit. And Ashley came. Ashley came too.
lit.
He came.
Man, I wish I could have seen Ashley when I was home. That would have been lit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know why we didn't see her.
You know what's so funny? I think she had messaged in the group like, y'all, let's go to Six Flags or something. I guess we just didn't make any plans to like meet up or something. I don't know what happened, but yeah, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Shout out to the Thoughts from the Do-Rag podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Thoughts from the Do-Rag podcast, man.
A lit podcast, one of my favorites.
Yeah, man. And we went to main event. We played some virtual games and did some bowling for her birthday. So it was a good birthday. Happy 27th birthday to my fiance.
Happy 27th birthday, Raquel. Love you.
But yeah, other than that, nothing's been going on. Just been working, trying to save this money up, stack this money up so we can get a house next year. Plotting, planning, trying to move up in the world, trying to make these plans, trying to make these moves,
Good. That's good, bro. That's really good. And it's funny you said house because I'm working on getting a spot with one of my homies, and then really the plan after that, after like a year or two, I'm trying to get a house. So yeah, house is definitely in the plan in the next couple years for sure.
That's the move. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be podding with my bro. I feel like there's been a void. I haven't been able to pod. I've been feeling sick.
It feels so much longer than what it's been. It's only been like 3 weeks, but I don't know why, I felt like 2 months or something. It felt long.
Yeah, and with everything that happened while we were on break, it made it feel even longer because we lost one of our biggest, influential, iconic, skilled, I don't know what else to say. I don't even know what else to say.
Hip-hop
mogul, legend, icon, whatever you want to call him. We lost one of the GOATs while we were on break. And I didn't expect it to happen. We actually got the news during Shaq's wedding.
Bro, do you know what the crazy part about getting the news about that was? You remember we was talking about him the night before?
Were we? Really?
Remember we was talking about Woodstock?
Oh yeah, we were. Oh yeah, you're right.
Before
you're right.
We got the news. Remember we was sitting at your apartment and we was talking about superstars.
Right.
And then I had brought up the Woodstock DMX performance. I was like, bro, I don't know hardly any rappers that have done a performance that huge.
Yeah.
And then that next day, that was when I was like, dang, that's crazy how he was talking about him. Like the night prior, he was talking about him.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So rest in peace to DMX.
That sounds so funny to say. Like,
yeah, man, this is crazy. This is not one of the artists that I thought that we would be losing so soon. You know what I'm saying? He was 50, right? He was 50. Too young.
exactly 50. He was 50 for real.
Too young, man. He's too young.
Damn.
And yeah. We were talking about him the night before with his Woodstock performance, which was an iconic performance. A lot of people like to say that half of the world was present.
It looked
For
like
that,
it really looked like it for real.
for real, for that performance, and that was in 1999, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was
I think
99.
so.
So he was still fresh at that time, man, because It's Dark and Hell is Hot came out in
98.
98, and
Ooh, bro, I didn't even think about that.
Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood was also 98. He came out with two classic
Dropped
albums,
number one albums in the
two
same.
number one albums in the same
I'm
year.
just realizing Woodstock was in '99, and he released like his first two projects in '98. To be that, to do a performance that huge when you practically a new artist, bruh, that's insane. I didn't even realize. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. DMX, he while he was here, he accomplished a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. I always say I can't have, because when me and you start talking about our rapper, top 10 rapper list, top 10 MC list, we have a bunch of different lists. We have like MC list, rapper list, best artist list. I can't have a top 10 rapper list without putting DMX on it. Like there's no way that you can if we're talking about accomplishments, we're talking about longevity, we're talking about consistency, we're talking about skill level. We're not going to even question DMX's pen. DMX is without a doubt a top 10 rapper of all time. And
Right.
we've been saying this, we've said this before on the podcast. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I was talking about it with Raquel the other day that we got to witness his versus battle before him leaving.
Bruh, I'm
So glad.
so happy that I'm so happy we were sitting down watching that live together, me and you. Even like we was on video, whatever. Bruh, that was such an experience, bro. I don't know, bro. It's just something about experiencing uh just something in the present like happening. It's just like you when you seeing history being made in front of you, it feels so dope. And DMX, I always feel like DMX had moments like that.
Oh yeah, and and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it, man. He's been a part of some of the greatest moments in hip hop within the history of hip hop. He's been a part of some of the greatest moments, whether it be Rough Riders, whether it be his ties with Hove and Rockefeller and Diddy and just all the different people that he's worked with throughout his career, all the people that he's influenced, his feats, all the like we just said, him putting out two number one albums, platinum albums. Not to mention that those two albums are classics. It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood are two classic hip hop albums. Like when I look at the track list to Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, that is a damn near perfect track list. Like
Yeah.
if we were talking about Slipping, we're talking about Blackout, we're talking about For My Dogs, we're talking like it's so many great records on that album. But I wanted to ask you, man, because DMX is one of those unique MCs where normally, because I was born in '93. Normally you have older people tell us all the time, like, what you know about that type of music, youngin? Like, you don't know nothing about that. DMX was such a unique artist because it doesn't matter how old you were or when you were born, you knew DMX's music. Like, I don't give a shit if you were born the same year that he came out. You heard DMX.
You hear him somewhere on something, some movie, some commercial, something. It's like that's how big he was. He was so like he was that big of an artist where you heard his stuff just randomly.
Yeah, man. And I wanted to ask you, do you remember the first time you heard a DMX record, or the first time you maybe heard somebody play DMX? Because it was, for me, it was Justin. Justin was the first person that I ever heard play DMX, and I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, that's when my personality changed. Shout out to Justin.
I think, how old was I? I think I was like 6 or 7 when I first heard DMX. I'm trying to. What was the first song? I can't remember what the first song, but I just remember when I heard him, I was just like, dang, he got like a lot of aggression. he just sound like he rapping from the heart when I first heard him. Like that was just the reaction that I got. I can't remember exactly the first song, but I'll just be like, dang, he's rapping like somebody that just got a lot on his heart and a lot of things to talk about. That was just like my thought. And that was my thought at like 6 and 7. I was like, dang, he rapping like this. And I was just like, yeah, somebody that raps like this, like almost sounds like someone that's a prophet or very deeply spiritual or something. And yeah, that was my I think that was around the age I was when I first heard him, like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I can agree. I think maybe the first time I heard him was probably maybe around the same age. I was probably like 7 or something like that. But I remember the first record that I heard that Justin actually played for me was X is Coming. And I just remember hearing that for the first time, that second verse. Because you know that second verse is probably one of the most disrespectful rap verses of all. And for the people that don't know, the second verse was a very vicious verse. It was the part when he was saying, "I'm gonna take your daughter and I'm gonna rape her right in front of you, then ask you seriously what you gonna do."
Yo, that guy was.
I was like, "Yo, this guy's nuts." And he's one of those MCs that I put in that same box as Eminem. Like if Eminem and DMX had to come out today, they would get canceled so fast. Like so fast. Nice. Even Ghostface might get canceled too for some of the shit that he said. But yeah, man, I remember X is Coming. X is Coming. It was probably the first song that I heard by him, and I was intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. DMX has been a part of a lot of stories. Just me getting in trouble as a young kid. You know, I know a lot of us probably heard DMX's music and we probably rapped the lyrics back and we were cussing up a storm and our parents were like, what the fuck did you say? But DMX, he like you said, man, he always had that pain and that aggression in his music. And he's one of the few rappers, few MCs that when you listen to his music, you can feel it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can feel the energy, you know what I mean? And, you know, with DMX's life and everything that he's been through, you know what I'm saying? He definitely was able to put that in the music. And, you know, again, you know, one of my favorite records is Slippin'. Slippin' is probably one of my favorite hip hop records.
Favorite DMX song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite records of all time. Like just of any artist, like that's probably one of my favorite records of all time. But yeah, man, that was the first time I heard DMX. So like I said, like it doesn't matter how old you were, what year you were born, DMX, we all grew up on DMX. Like we've all been influenced by DMX in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter where you're from. And at one point, he was the biggest artist. Like DMX was the biggest artist in the world at one point.
Yep.
You know, he was one of the few artists that came out, and you know, because you know a lot of people say that Eminem, like the numbers that he does, it's like he's in his own like universe. Like nobody does Eminem numbers. DMX was the first person that was doing quote unquote Eminem numbers before there was even an Eminem.
Facts.
So, yeah, man. It's just crazy to see him go. You know, he has battled with depression and drug use pretty much his whole entire career. If you listen to his music, you'll hear that, you know, he didn't really have a good relationship with his mom. She threw him out early. He was in and out of group homes and homeless and, you know, didn't have anywhere to go a lot. And
you can hear all of that in the music. You can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can hear all that in the music. And I remember when we were talking about the documentary, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to watch that yet, but the Rough Riders documentary.
I watched it. Actually, I think I've only watched, was it 1 or 2 parts of it? I need to catch up, honestly, because I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I remember when I watched it, and you know, I mean, of course, we already know what DMX has been throughout his career, but that documentary, it really kind of, you got to hear his story from the people that were around him at the time. You know, Eve and the Locks and Swiss Beats and all the people that were working on his music with him, and you know, managers and stuff like that. And DMX is, you know, you have a few people in hip hop. We talked about this too, I think, when Justin was here. DMX was definitely one of those niggas in hip hop that was cut from a different cloth. Like there are a few dudes in hip hop that you don't mess with, and DMX was one of them dudes.
I always felt that way about him ever since I was a kid. I was like, yeah, he one of them. He ain't no soft dude. Like, you can't just run up on dude.
At all, man. And you definitely saw a little bit of that in the documentary. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I can't believe that, you know. And the other day I put up a tweet and I was like, we've lost MF Doom and DMX in less than a year. Like,
that's crazy, bro. Those are like, they are like legends for real.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Like, wow. I'm talking about some people whose music have like affected me. Just like some of the stuff they've said. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, that's 100% a fact, man. I feel like everybody in hip hop is influenced in some way, shape, or form by DMX. I remember when Kendrick Lamar first came out, he said one of his favorite albums was It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Like, and that to me was crazy because Kendrick Lamar is way, you know what I'm saying? And that goes to what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter when you were born. You know what I'm saying? You were influenced by DMX in some way, shape, or form. But I was just thinking to myself as well, just thinking about how difficult it was for him, you know, to battle depression and drug addiction. He really made me sit down and think about how the music industry is a really fucked up place, because
it is.
I even think that you know, on the tail end of his career, he was like bankrupt. Like, I don't even think he had.
I was just about to bring that up. Like, he was like, he did not have much money from what I heard or read. I was like, dang, to sell all of those records, and like to have a career like that he had, and to be bankrupt is like, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, and that's something that I was thinking about. I think we have to. There has to be something set up in the music industry where artists like DMX can be taken care of, because it's really sad. Excuse me, that you have somebody like DMX who comes in and I'm pretty sure he made the label hundreds of millions of dollars.
Man.
With sales, with tours, and then for him to just be left out there on the street, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know, I don't have the answers. I don't know like what the answer is or what should be done. But it's just like Black Rob, like, rest in peace to Black Rob. Like,
oh man, and Black Rob, man.
I mean, I don't know if this is true, but right before he passed away, I saw stories saying that he had been like broke and homeless for a long time, and that's crazy to me. Like, that's insane. Like, you mean to tell me that Diddy couldn't have done something? You know what I'm saying? And I just think that it goes back to the conversation that we had about Wayne. Like, there just has to be something within the industry where these artists get taken care of, because it's, you know, and you know, we've talked about this before. You know what I'm saying? The industry is run by a bunch of uncultured, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers who don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he had to go like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He, you know, him overdosing it's sad. And you know, I remember I would watch interviews that he would do, and you know, you could just tell by his mannerisms that he was just really, really affected by the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
When I tell you, I used to just randomly, but I don't know why DMX used to just be on my like he would just, I would think about him and I'd be like, man, something about DMX is like weighing heavy on my heart. And randomly, I would just watch an interview, and then when I watch the interview and I hear him talking, I'd be like, man, yeah, I was like, there's some drugs. He's taking this. It's making his, I don't know. It's something about his speech that's making you can hear drugs uh, when he's talking. And I remember when he went on Ayanla, and that was,
Oh man,
man,
I was just
that episode in particular. You know, with his son, like
yeah,
with his oldest son. I was like, man, this
I
here rough.
I was just watching that the other day, and you could definitely tell, man. Like you could, yeah, he's been through some shit, and you know I've seen a lot of people um place blame on, I think, the story with his dad letting him actually sniff cocaine for the first time. I'm not sure like what the specifics are with that.
I think his I don't know if it was his dad. I think it was a cousin or a friend.
Mm.
They gave him some weed and they laced it with cocaine. And I remember watching, who was he telling the story to? I forgot. But he started crying in the middle of telling the story because he was just like, why would you lace it? He was like, I was only like 14. He's like, why would you lace the weed with cocaine? And yeah, that's, man, that probably was the beginning of everything. You know what I'm saying? It probably started at a young age, and then he probably just got addicted, and it just almost became a lifestyle. Cause yeah, man, they said he was battling drugs for a long time. He was in and out of rehab.
Oh yeah.
And then when he would get out of rehab, because I would remember watching videos of like when he got out of rehab and he would seem like he was doing better. And then it was like he's back on it again. It was like, man. So it's almost like we could literally see him going through it in front of us. It was crazy. It was scary. To see that is really, really scary. Because I think about people like Amy Winehouse, and it's like you just want to help that person, and you looking at it happen in front of you, and it's like, what can you even do? You know what I'm saying? It's like the saddest thing in the world, seeing that.
Yeah, it's funny that you brought up Amy Winehouse. I just got done watching the Salam Remy interview with the Breakfast Club. He was her producer, and I think Charlemagne asked him, like, you know, what do you think you could have did, or what do you think if there was anything you could have done to save her? And he was just like, no, because once you're that far gone, like it's just like you were the only person that could literally save yourself from that.
Yeah, you have to say, like, you can only save yourself. I had a conversation with Ari yesterday actually, and yeah, it's we were talking about you know, you can only save yourself. Even you being super close with a friend, if like when that person gets by themselves, like, I mean, you know, people be like, you shouldn't leave a person by themselves or whatever, but it's gonna be a moment you can't be there every second of the day with that person. And if the drugs is accessible, they just gonna do it, and just you can't save them. It's even if it's your best friend, you be like, how do you even stop this? And I be thinking about people like DMX and people like Amy Winehouse, and I'm like, dang, like nobody could save them. It was just like they just, yeah, man. It's sad though. It's sad when you seeing it happen in front of you. I'll be imagining the people that were super close with DMX, and they were just like, this man is like, wow, like he my friend, but and I can talk to him, but I can't stop for him.
Yeah, and I remember talking to Justin about this as well, man. It really just hurt me because,
Mm-hmm.
like we said, man, to see him be this big, massive artist making all this money and selling all these records and then just having nothing. Like, it's just, we have to do better. You know what I'm saying? We have to do better. Like, it was 100% probably difficult the way you're saying. Like, there was probably people around him. They were probably yes men at the time. They probably didn't really know, you know what I'm saying, what to do or what to say. He was making a lot of money. He had so much access to it. He could probably get it whenever he wanted to. I remember in the documentary, him saying that there was shows that he was supposed to go to and he ended up not going because he wanted, what I'm saying, he wanted to do drugs. And
Mm-hmm.
I think there was one story where he was like in a hotel room or something like that, and he was like going crazy. Like, he had a gun and he like accidentally shot. I don't know if he shot himself or shot somebody. I can't remember what the story was, but I just feel like we got to figure out a way to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, it's a bigger thing here. It's a bigger thing. It's not even just about the music. Like, it's a bigger thing. It's a bigger issue to, we talked about it.
Battling demons, bro. You gotta defeat those demons. That was a demon. Like, that was just it was of drugs. It just couldn't get off of him. Like, it just swallowed him, bro. And it's just like, whoo. It's
I
just
def I definitely agree with you in that, but like, I was also thinking to myself, like, I think the music industry is evil.
and
Like,
that too. And
I,
that too.
I think
It's like well, and it's funny we was how I brought up Amy Winehouse. I was actually watching this thing when of Most Def last night talking about Amy, because Most Def and Amy Winehouse were really close. Like, she used to come to his house and all of that, and he was talking about how in the music industry, like capitalism and all of it, they don't care about your feelings. They here to make money, and even people with you, like, it be people around you, they be there to make money. And so he like, and they don't have the talent that you have, so it be these money opportunities, and they be like, no, let's get this money, when you should just be like, one day, like, I'm shutting everything down. I need a mental, physical, emotional break. And he was saying, he was telling Amy to take care of herself, and like, you're a writer, so you're controlling the whole narrative. So he's like, if it's your tour bus, he's like, we can stop the bus right now if you don't want to do the tour at all. He's like, you're controlling the narrative. It's your bus. Everybody on the bus is there because of you. And I feel like that about DMX. Like, I feel like he could control the narrative, but it might have been, the industry was, you need to get these records. And even with him before he passed, I was watching an interview he did on Drink Champs, and he was finishing up the album, like his newest album. And I was like, man, like, and of course I'm ready to hear it, or if it's finished or whatever, but I just know, or I feel like the industry is just, no, when is the next record, when is the next this, you know what I'm saying? It don't care about feelings. It's just money. And yeah, bro, the industry is I feel like the industry is a evil, cold place. If you don't have, I'm saying, if you don't, not saying they don't care about themselves, but you gotta just love yourself deeply and be like, I can't do this right now. I need some time off. I need a mental break. And yeah, bro, I feel like the industry will have you working until you die, and where you gotta almost, where to make you want to get on drugs. You just be like, oh, I this is stressful. I need something to cope. And yeah, man, I feel like that happened with Amy Winehouse. I felt like that happened with Michael Jackson, Prince, um, DMX. Like, bro, it's vicious out here. You gotta really, really love yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. That's some deep shit, man. That's crazy. And you are absolutely correct whenever you say that they are the ones that can control the narrative.
Yeah,
I
bro.
just think that it can be difficult at times. Someone who has actually had demons and dealt with that before, it's difficult to just kind of lift yourself up and get away from that. And you know, I feel like DMX just had so much. He just had so much shit that happened in his life that it was probably just a lot. It was a lot. It was just too much. And you know, I remember watching the clip when he was on what's the name of the lady that we just said?
Ayanna.
Ayanna. He was on her show, and she asked him, you know, are you content with, you know, with the way your life has gone, the way your career has gone? And he said, yeah, like I'm even though I'm, you know, hooked on drugs, like he said that I did what I was supposed to do while I was here. So I'm good. He was like, I'm good. And then she asked him, you know, she was like, whenever you first did the cocaine, like whenever the weed was laced with cocaine or whatever, where was God at whenever you did that? And he was like, he was right there next to me.
He was
right there next to me.
God, and see, and that's the thing about Ayanna. I'll be like, yo, she gotta chill when she says stuff like that. I do feel like God was still present, because what did he say on that? And he's like, I always feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even with me doing drugs, that's how I feel. I do feel like God is still with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that just shows you how deeply spiritual. I almost feel like he showed her something by saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because she banks herself on being such a deep spiritual person, but I feel like at that moment he showed her how. That's why that interview was so deep, because he showed her like, nah, let me show you how spiritual I can get. God was still there. You know what I'm saying? Even with the drug, even with me battling that demon, like fighting drugs, God was still there. And like, man, and it's things like that I loved about DMX. He was teaching people something, even in his, like, all of this fiasco he had going on in his head and his reality. It was like, I'm still spiritual. I can still like show you something deep, or tell you something deep. And that's the part of the interview where I feel like I was like, Ayanna can't even. I don't even think she can comprehend what he just said. Maybe she can, but she just don't. She don't think God was there. And I was like, you know, God was still in the midst.
Yeah.
That man was, man, there ain't nobody like DMX, bro. That man was so powerful.
No,
Just his prayers, when you would just hear him talk on the stage, like, there will never be another DMX, bro.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because it's almost like he had balance. Like he balanced the two. He balanced being spiritual.
Yesterday, I was like, you could see the demons, but you could see the God side. Like, you can see the angel and the demon, like, meshed, like, even on the albums. Like, it was just like that. People are not showing the good and the bad side. They just showing you, like, oh, it's all the bad side, or it's all the good side.
Right.
You know, bro, he was just authentic, bro. There's nobody that showed that in music like him. The good and the evil side. I mean, people tell you the good, and I guess they tell you the evil side, but it's the way he did it was, I don't know, you could just hear the spiritual battles, you know what I'm saying? And nobody talked about it like him. That man was different, bro. He really was. That's why this death was so intense to me. We didn't just lose a regular person, bro. This man was just, I don't know. He was iconic, bro.
Yeah, we lost an angel.
Yeah, man. He was really just, like you said, he's cut from a different cloth, bro. He really was. DMX different. I would randomly watch DMX interviews just because I was like, yeah, I always just felt like I could get a lesson or something out of an interview. He would just, something he would teach me. Man, that dude was, yeah, man. It went beyond music. He went beyond. He was so much. He was bigger than music, bro.
Oh yeah, he was an actor. He did acting. You know what I'm saying? He rapped. I was just watching Belly the other day.
Oh
I was
man,
watching Belly the other day.
just go back and just watch all of the DMX stuff, cause bro, he was, I don't know, just he was just another level of like just the spiritual being that he was. He was, man, yeah, man, and I feel like he touched so many people. It's just ridiculous. That's why I feel like this death was just, I don't know, man. It's gonna affect me. It's going to affect me for a while.
Oh yeah. I was telling Justin, I was like, I ain't gonna never be able to, like, now when I hear slipping, it's gonna just be that
Oh
much more painful
man,
to me.
that just when you said that, it just that did something to me just now. Just
When
like,
I listen to that
man,
record, it's gonna be
oh,
that much more painful to me. Like just those the
oh,
first few lines of that song is just,
bro, I got chills just thinking about that. Like, oh man, that's crazy.
yeah.
Uh, and yeah, man, and just black men's mental health, bro, is, man.
I talk
We
about this all the time. Like
gotta. I love that we're like advocates for that, and it's a real thing, bro. It's, man, it's
yeah,
a real.
mental health is it's a sickness, and it's not taken, as serious as it
Yep.
should be. And we just saw that, and we see it all the time. We see a lot of people that go through that have mental health issues, and
Yep.
nobody really says anything or does anything about it until it's too late.
Yep.
And we just have to figure out what we can do to help our brothers and sisters who are going through mental health issues, especially excuse me, especially within the Black community, because
Oh yeah, man.
our trauma is endless. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And I feel like there was a time when I was like, maybe the industry like shunned DMX because
Mm.
he started to realize all the evil that was within the industry, which is why he, I want to say around 2006 2007 is when he kind of changed his content. He started talking about God a lot more, and he started doing the prayers and stuff a lot more. And maybe it's a thing where the industry just like completely just shut him out, because I'm telling you, man, like I really don't understand how he went from having all like platinum plaques and all this money to not having anything and not having anybody in his corner. I mean, like, come on, like somebody like Swizz Beats, like Jay, somebody could have, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody could have did something. I'm not saying that they should give him like, $20 million or something like that, but I mean, make sure that he gets the proper help that he needs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure it was one of those things where as soon as we got the news that he OD'd and he was on life support, I'm pretty sure a bunch of motherfuckers were just like, damn, like I wish I would have been there. Like I wish I would have called him. I wish I would have said something to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it was one of those situations. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we had to lose a legend in
Yep.
2021.
Bro.
I'm sad.
And the rest of the year ain't gonna feel the same. It ain't gonna feel the same for a long time. Without them, bro. I always had this. I always wanted to meet DMX, bro. I was just like, man. I always wanted to shake hands or like hug dude. Like, man, bro, he was just one of those people. I was just like, I want to see him in the flesh, because
Yeah.
yeah, man. That guy was just totally different. He was totally different than a lot of people. There would never be another person like him, bro. Like I don't think there would never be another DMX. That guy was just, and nobody. I mean, of course, people like are imitating him in some form of fashion, because he had an influence that touched a lot of rappers after him. But there's no rapper that can do what he does the way he does it. And yeah, he really was just in his own lane. He wasn't like Jay. He wasn't like Jay-Z. He wasn't like Biggie or Busta Rhymes or like even all these different people from New York, or just rappers. Period. There's nobody that he was trying to be like, or I don't know. He's just in his own lane. And yeah, man, he really was special, bro.
Yeah, there were a lot of like hardcore rappers that came before DMX, but DMX was the hardcore rapper.
Yeah.
He was the definition of hardcore hip hop. You know me, I love hardcore hip hop. I love that street shit. I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I love to listen to. And
Same.
I feel like DMX was that, but on a super mainstream level.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
I don't.
He hit the plateau that a lot of street rappers won't get, like that amount of fame.
Yeah. Like I said,
I don't know if rappers will reach that fame talking about the things that he talked about.
Yeah, like I said, he was our Eminem. He was the black Eminem. Like I'm not trying to compare them two, but I'm just saying in terms of their content and just how outlandish they are with their lyrics and the crazy shit that they be saying. Like he was definitely that.
Yeah, man.
I agree with you. We'll never see that again. Like we'll never be able to witness that ever again.
Like 20 years down the line, 30 years, 40, bro. We're not gonna see nobody like him.
Not in this sensitive ass generation that we live in.
Nah, no way. There's no. We're not gonna get that again. He was really a 1 in a billion. We will not see that in rap and just people. Period.
He was 101. He was like, what's that line that Killer Mike said? I think he said like, when I die, that's it. I'm a 1 of 1. My style is gone. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about DMX.
Yeah, there's nobody like him, bro.
Yeah,
DMX is special, bro.
Yeah, he was a part of some of the greatest moments in hip hop history. Rough Riders, all the stuff that he did with the Locks, classic shit. All the Jadakiss back and forth. He had some issues with Hove. Him getting into a beef with Hove for a while there. Man, he was.
Yeah, man, iconic moments, bro. The Woodstock performance, like we were talking about.
I think we talked about it on here. There was supposed to be before the Murder Inc. that we know today. There was supposed to be an actual Murder Inc. crew with Jay-Z, DMX, and Ja Rule. I'm not sure why.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
I'm not sure why that never happened, but that would have been dope. That would have been some crazy shit.
Like if they would have at least gave us like one project. Oh man. Oh, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. But
wow.
Yeah, man. I don't want to put you on the spot, but what's your favorite DMX project?
I think that would have to be. I think it might have to be the It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Have to be my favorite DMX. His first 2 projects, honestly, for me, are just like his greatest projects to me.
Yeah, I wanna run through the track list of It's Dark and Hell is Hot, because that album is incredible. Mine would be Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. For various reasons. But
it switches for me sometimes between those 2 albums too.
Yeah. So right off the bat, after the intro, we have Rough Riders Anthem, track 2. That's one of the most iconic records ever. Like as soon as that song starts with the horns, it's over with. Like it's done. Like
we've been, bro. You know how many concerts me and you done been to when the DJ would play that?
Yeah, man.
Every time, bro. Every time. I'm talking about multiple concerts we've been to. Me and Tim, they would play this song, and everybody everybody would be going crazy. That's how the song is.
Yeah, man. That's one of those records where we talked about before, like 50 Cent in the Club. That's like a smash hit record. Like,
yeah, man.
Rough Riders Anthem is a smash, and I feel like that's gonna be one of those songs that you can play forever. Like, you can play that shit forever. It's a timeless record.
Yep.
Fucking with D, classic. Look Through My Eyes. Man, he made some of the most painful.
Yeah, man.
Just, man, like he put his heart like out there, like, you know what I'm saying. His heart was on his sleeve, and Emotions, which is all through the records, man. Get At Me Dog with Chic Loops from the Locks, classic. Let Me Fly is another one of those songs that I'll probably never be able to listen to the same ever again.
Yeah.
That record and Slippin' are probably gonna make me cry when I listen to it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
X Is Coming, one of the most disrespectful records
Definitely.
ever made.
I might listen to both of these albums tonight, honestly.
One of the most disrespectful records ever made. Listen, a rapper will never be able to come out with a song where in the second verse he's talking about raping a nigga's daughter.
Bro, as soon as the song dropped,
they
might arrest the dude as soon as he say the first line.
Fam. Damien. I always thought Damien was a dope concept record. That was him talking to the voice in his head. Not to make it like almost having like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other.
I'm telling you, that was all throughout his music.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a dope concept record. How's It Going Down is probably another one of the most disrespectful records of all time. I ain't gonna lie. Crime Story, Stop Being Greedy. Yeah, man. This is
bro.
ATF For My Dogs, I Can Feel It. Niggas Done Started Something.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. That is one of the greatest.
Yeah, man.
That's one of the greatest posse cut records of all time. I don't care what nobody says.
I love the posse cut records, bro. I always love
that Niggas Done Started Something and Guillotine off Only Built for Cuban Links.
Only Built for Cuban Links, yeah. Yep.
Bruh. So yeah, that damn near perfect track list for that. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Same thing, man.
Track list too.
Same thing, man. You have, man, We Don't Give a Fuck with Jadakiss and Styles P. Bring Your Whole Crew, Ain't No Way. Coming From with Mary J. Blige. Slippin', Blackout.
Yeah.
Blackout, another one of the greatest posse cut records. Blackout, not to take it away from DMX, but I don't want to hear nobody tell me that Jay-Z can't rap. Like, I don't want to hear it.
I was thinking about Jay-Z early, and I was like, bro, he really is an underrated lyricist.
Underrated motherfucking lyricist. Listen to his verse on the Blackout and come back to me and tell me that Jay-Z can't rap. I don't want to hear it.
Yep, exactly.
Dogs for Life, Heat. Man.
Yeah,
this man had a lot of
his first two albums in the same year. That's
classic. And then there was X with What's My Name and What These Bitches Want From a Nigga.
I remember that song. Yo,
classic shit. Man, listen, DMX, man. DMX has a great catalog. Like, when you think about it. And then there was X, the Great Depression.
The Great Depression, yep.
Yeah, Grand Champ. He had a lot of dope projects, man.
I actually hope they still release this new project. I just remember him saying it was practically finished.
Yeah, I definitely think they're gonna release it. I remember him saying that he had Griselda, like Benny.
I was just about to say that. He got Griselda on the album. I'm like, oh, I've been waiting to hear that, man.
I'm so happy that they were able to make that happen because I saw the footage of him meeting Benny the Butcher for the first time.
Yeah,
and I'm so glad that they were able to make that happen. Like, I'm
So
happy.
happy about that. And it just shows you who he really respected in hip hop of the like the newer generation rappers. And because Griselda, honestly, they the most lyrical group right now. They popping right now as like lyricists, and like Freddie Gibbs, like the Griselda movement, Freddie Gibbs, like Pusha T and just people like that. Yeah, I love that he did some music with Griselda. Uh, man, because I was like, man, I want to hear this. And he got that in, bro. He was just like, let me slip in and get Griselda. And he did that before he passed. That's so crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sad, man. I'm sad that we have to let DMX go, man. But the music will live on forever.
Forever.
The
Forever?
influence,
Yes.
yeah, the influence is gonna live on forever. And rest in peace to DMX, man. I remember when we first got the news, I was just like, I don't even feel comfortable saying DMX and rest in peace in the same like sentence. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm glad we got to witness the versus battle. I'm glad we got to talk about the documentary. I feel like we've championed DMX a lot on this podcast, and I know everybody that loves hip hop like we do. We all were influenced by DMX in some way, shape, or form. We all have stories of us getting in trouble listening to DMX's music, and he was a very unique man. He was very unique in a lot of different ways. He was a very unique artist. I know God has a special place for him in heaven. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy that we were able to be alive to experience a man like DMX, an artist like DMX, and yeah, man, we love you, DMX.
Yeah. R.I.P. DMX. Man, one of my regrets is never seeing him live.
Facts. It's one of my biggest regrets too.
I think he came to Dallas a few times. We were going to concerts, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell we was on back then. Like,
I think he had went to what was the one spot? If I'm not mistaken, he might have been there where we saw Lupe. I think he might have possibly been there.
the Bomb Factory. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Or not the Bomb Factory. I'm sorry, not the Bomb Factory.
Gas Monkey Live.
Gas Monkey. Yeah. There you go.
I think he might have performed there, and I'm really to this day, I'm like, why didn't we go?
I don't know, because
It's a couple regrets in life, and that's one of them. That one in the J Electronica Common, man, it's and when I think about that, I mean, like, why, how, and why? What was going on in my head when I wasn't jumping on trying to go see him?
Yeah, man, and I'm pretty sure DMX would have been one of them type of rappers that probably would have let us walk up to him and talk to him, shake his hand, and
man,
he seemed like he was just a good soul. You know what I'm saying? He was a good soul.
That's what I love about him, bro. He really was just different, bro. And yeah, you can just tell he had a genuine, heart, bro. And even when it looked like he was crazy to some people and he was just lashing out, I was like, nah, y'all, I don't think people understand who he really is. And but yeah, man, R.I.P. DMX, man. We love you, man. For real.
Yeah, man. Salute to, and rest in peace to one of our greatest MCs, greatest rappers, greatest artists ever. Like I said, there is no top 10 rapper list without DMX on it. You have to have DMX on your list. With everything that he's accomplished, it's no question. So yeah, man, rest in peace to DMX, man. That's not the person. I don't want anyone to die. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely not somebody that I wanted to lose. And I know a lot of people were affected by his loss. So
yeah, and I think this weekend is supposed to be the memorial.
I I saw.
I think it's going to be on YouTube live. So, are you gonna be tuning into that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
And I think Swiss Beats is trying to get Kanye to perform.
That's what I was about to say. He said I did see that story today where they said that Swiss Beats had reached out to Kanye to see.
Oh man, that's actually gonna be pretty powerful if Kanye performs at DMX's, man. Cause DMX actually showed up to one of the Sunday services and he did like a prayer and all of that. And man, bro, it might just hit me when that happened, bro. When Kanye or somebody perform, it might hit me, bro. Man.
His memorial is going to be a big moment because I think it's gonna bring a lot of people together. A lot of people that probably haven't seen eye to eye or been on the same page for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame and Hove and Swiss Beats and all the people that kind of weren't seeing eye to eye. Locks and all of them weren't seeing eye to eye back then. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be great to bring some of those people together, and it'll be one of those things where we can look at it like and kind of like reminisce about those classic times and those classic moments that we had. So
yeah, man, this weekend is gonna be, man, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be beautiful but rough at the same time because I know they're gonna put together a beautiful ceremony for him, but just thinking about it is just, I know it's gonna be sad, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man. But for last time, rest in peace, DMX. We love
you. Love you, man.
Look at us sitting here acting like we know him or some shit.
Man, I felt like I did. That's the thing about his music.
I feel you.
You feel like his reality made it feel like you could relate to what was going on, and so yeah, bro, I feel that effect on people.
Oh yeah, I feel you, man. And I'm just playing because I feel like with me and you, like we have a huge connection to a lot of the artists that we listen to, and I mean it's perfectly fine for us to feel connected to our favorite artists in a way. DMX had a lot of stuff that he talked about in his music that niggas could relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like black people could relate to, and I mean, it's okay to feel like he touched you to the point to where you feel like you know him.
Yeah, bro. I know people that are like cried over. I'm talking about people that I know. They cried over Whitney Houston. They felt like they knew Whitney Houston. It was.
I am not gonna lie. I did shed a tear when Michael Jackson passed away. I ain't gonna lie.
Dang.
I'm not gonna lie. Michael Jackson had a huge influence on my life. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Like the world, bro. It's
Oh yeah.
People that don't even know English. You say Michael Jackson, they know who that is.
Mm-hmm. And I always think to myself, man, like it would have been so much more harsh. Like if we were born in the era or were old enough in the era when Biggie and Pac died. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be. Oh man, that would hurt. That would hurt so bad.
Because you remember the one time I was telling you, or I was asking you, or I was like, well, how would it have been if we were our age now in the 90s?
Oh man, we look
now, like us at 20, maybe not even 27, maybe like 24, 25 ish. Like I was like, how would that have been? Just us now, but in the 90s, like
we would.
Like that Wu-Tang era, that DMX.
We would definitely be in the music industry in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about, that would be a crazy time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, rest in peace, man. We got a celebration, man. We've been potting for a year.
Yeah, man.
For a whole entire year.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. That's crazy. Sir. That is so crazy. We put out 50 episodes in a year.
Yeah.
That is insane.
50 episodes, man.
Man, like what are some of your favorite moments?
You know what's so
Favorite.
funny? I thought about that earlier today. Like when I was at work, I was thinking about some of my favorite moments. And honestly, one of my favorite moments was actually the first episode. And that's because we were talking about J Electronica, right? And you know what I love is when we predict something and how the other, like how one of us would be like, I don't know about that, and then later on it actually was real. Like perfect example, the one episode where we was talking about Two Chains and Rick Ross, and then in my mind I was like, I don't know if Two Chains is just gonna kill Rick Ross. And then you was like, bro, he's going to wash him. And then I thought about it later on. I was like, dang, he actually might wash him. And then I saw the versus battle. Then he did wash him. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I was thinking about the first episode, and I was like, bro, this ain't the album. This ain't the J Electronica album. This ain't it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's another album tucked away. And you was like, no, there's not another album. And then later on, the other one came out, like it was leaked. And I was like, this is what the first album was supposed to sound like. Because we kept getting the delays on his album. And then a written testimony came out. And then when we heard what was originally supposed to come out first, I was like, this is what I imagined when I was thinking of a J Electronica like first album. And what's the one song like with the dinner at Tiffany's? I would link into Shiny Suit Theory.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I imagined the album. I imagined this artistic songs like that venturing into another song, and it was like, because that album sounds like an experience. Not saying that I don't love a written testimony, because I still listen to it, but when I heard a written testimony, I was like, this ain't it. I'm telling you, I was like, I don't feel there's another album in the vault somewhere, and it was there. Like I was like, and then it got leaked, and I listened to it, I was like, this is one of the best things I've ever heard. I was like, this is what I imagined his first album would sound like. So, but not episode one was definitely one of my first episodes, even though that was like our first episode, and we was trying to get better. That was still one of my favorite ones because it made me laugh thinking about even episodes later where we were predicting things, and how if you would say something, I was like, I don't think that's gonna happen, or I'm not sure, and then later on it happened, like literally happened after you said it or I said it. And so, but episode one is probably one of my favorite moments that I can think of. Do you got like a favorite episode or a moment?
I always go back to episode 6. I like it whenever that was when we discussed Make the Stallion, and we were breaking down different kind of deals and 360 deals and artists getting fucked over by labels, and the music industry needs to do better. We need to take better care of our artists. I like doing episodes like that because there's a lot of aspiring artists that don't have that information, and I want people to come to our podcast, and I want them to be able to take something away from it. So you don't even necessarily have to be an artist. If you're just somebody who wasn't aware of something, you know what I'm saying? I want people who people that are into music, as much as we are, to be able to walk away from our podcast with some information. So I think that's always been a thing for me. I like more so, like, even when I watch like the Breakfast Club and stuff like that, I like the informational interviews. I like where
you like the gems, the jewels that they.
I like stuff like that. So when I go back, I was even listening to episode 6 of the podcast, and I was just like we were still new. We were still trying to figure out our conversation, but we bodied that shit. Like I feel like me
educating, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Edutainment.
There you go. KRS-One.
Entertained by education.
Yeah, there you go.
That's always something I've been into, though. I've always been entertained by education. Even though I'm entertained by entertainment, I've always been entertained by education. But yeah, man, I love being educated. Even though I don't like the education system, I like being educated. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's really all. That's really all I want. I mean, I want to give the people good content, but I want people to come to our show and feel like they were able to take something away from our conversation. And I'm trying to think of, because I'm pretty sure there were some other episodes that we did that were similar to that. I liked whenever we discussed, I think it was episode 12, if I'm not mistaken, when we talked about the Joe Rogan thing.
I might have to go through some of these. Hold on. We did so many.
Yeah, I just like, it's hard to remember like when we talked about certain things, but I think it was episode 12 when we talked about the Joe Rogan deal, and we talked about podcasting and how podcasting is pretty much about to take over, and it's the new way to give dialogue on a high level or at a high level. And I also like the episodes where we do album reviews too. I love those. I love when we talked about the Run the Jewels album. I liked it when we talked about Nas. I loved it when we broke down the Tiana Taylor project. And
that was a good one. That was a really good one.
Yeah, I like it whenever we break albums down, kind of explain, give backstory and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. What do you think was, because I have one of the episodes that I feel like was difficult for us to do. Do you think is there any episode that you found hard, just as far as like maybe trying to get a point across or trying to explain something without offending people? Or I always say episode 20 when we talked about Nick Cannon, that was a difficult episode for me.
Yeah, that I was gonna bring that one up. That was a rough one because dealing with the industry and trying to be
politically correct,
the culture. You know what I'm saying? How you have to word certain things because you say some. He was dealing with Viacom, and it's back now. Wild 'N Out is back now, but it was just certain things you say and then some people be like, well, would you rather be free and say that, or be a slave to the system, or what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a pretty hard one. I think one that was it was intense to talk about was the George Floyd one. Was the politics as usual, the episode.
Oh yeah.
I'm bringing that up because we just got the verdict about George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy with it, but it's something. But it's like I'm happy, but it's something that should have been happening like a couple thousand people ago, Black people ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy, but at the same time,
we still got work to do.
Yeah, we got a lot more work to do. It's like happy with something that should have been the norm already.
Right. And the crazy thing about that is it's like with the verdict that we got, it's like we weren't expecting that. We were expecting him to just walk
we was
away.
Expecting it to be like a Trayvon Martin, like all of these Black people that we've heard about getting shot by the cops or shot by somebody, and they not get any type of consequence dealing with that. Just probation or suspended, or it was just like they wasn't getting fired. Or they would get fired, but they wasn't going to jail. There was nothing. And and it was like, that's a little taste of feeling like we got some type of justice and some type of, it's like we could breathe a little bit. And
not really.
But not really.
But not really. Yeah.
And then that same day, I think they said a 15-year-old got shot by a cop. And I was like, we can't catch a break, bro.
Yeah, man.
And but that was probably one of my favorite but hard episodes to do, because I just love just talking about how, Black people, we need to come together, how Uh, yeah, how we just gotta, challenge the system. How we have to, we gotta wrestle with the system and just speak our truth. And
Yeah,
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 that was
that
probably my favorites. Episode 11, politics as usual.
yeah, that was definitely a difficult episode. I want to go back to circle back around to episode 20. The reason why I said that one was one of the hardest ones for me is because again we had to be sort of politically correct and kind of tiptoe around certain things in that episode. And Nick Cannon was speaking his truth at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember I can't remember what I think my stance on it was that he was wrong for saying what he said, because you can't really just say whatever you want whenever you work for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
And
can't say, that's right. You can't say you're working for Viacom. It's not a black owned. You can say whatever you want on something you own, but if you're on something under something that you don't own, I mean, you can't really say whatever you want.
yeah, yeah, that was a pretty difficult conversation to have, because while some of the things that he said, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't want nobody to get no soundbite of this and be like, Tim said this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you.
That's why I'm saying that episode was difficult to have a conversation about that, because y'all know what I'm trying to
Y'all
say.
know what it is.
Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But no, I agree with you in regards to the George Floyd conversation, because if you remember that, we originally had a 40-minute conversation about George Floyd for episode 10, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And I called you and I was like, yo, like I don't think we approached this the right way. I think our conversation was a bit premature.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go ahead and delete this and rehab the conversation. I remember at first you were like, what? Like, it's 40 minutes. Like, you want to redo it? And at first I was like, you know what? You're right. Let's just go ahead and do it. And then I went and I listened to it again. And then that's when I called you again. I was like, nah, we gotta delete this, and we gotta rehab the conversation.
You gotta redo it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like those moments too. That where
It's a learning experience.
Yeah. I like those moments too. That in that moment we were learning. It was like, nah, we gotta have a proper conversation about this. That's not enough. We gotta redo that. We have to. It's almost like we have to pay the proper respects. We got to do better.
Yeah, because I think
learning while doing, or even after you've done something, it's like, nah, we got to redo it.
Yeah, because I think the initial conversation that we had, that was originally supposed to go on episode 10. So for the people that don't know, episode 10 was originally about 2 hours long, and we deleted the George Floyd conversation because I felt like we were focusing on something that wasn't important to the bigger picture and for the fight that we were trying to fight at the time. And like we just said, it was learning experience. We listened back to it and we both came to the conclusion that we had a premature conversation, and you learn and you grow. So we ended up scrapping that, and we talked about it again on episode 11 when we had more information, we did more research, and we learned more of what was going on at the time. And y'all got what y'all got. But that was definitely one of the moments where I was like, damn, like this podcasting shit like is not as easy as I thought. Like it's not. A lot of people think that it's just you're sitting there and you're just talking, like that's not hard. No, it's absolutely not easy. Like it's difficult. It's really difficult to sit around for an hour, almost 2 hours, and have a compelling intellectual conversation. Like it's not easy.
Dialogue is.
It's not easy.
It's not an easy dialogue. It's not an easy thing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull some things out of yourself to be like,
yeah, man.
Really talking about this situation.
Yeah.
A whole breakdown of the situation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that was definitely a difficult one. I'm trying to think, were there any other difficult conversations that we had? Oh, one thing I do want to say throughout the whole span or the conception of our podcast, I've been very, very hard on Kanye West. And
You know what? You know what? I was gonna say. I think it was one we was talking about Kanye that I liked. And I can't remember what it was, but yeah, man, you kind of went hard on Kanye a few times. We talked about Kanye.
I've been hard on Kanye. I'm not gonna lie. I've said it time and time again on this podcast. As an artist, as a musician, I think Kanye West is a GOAT. I think he's a genius. I think he has one of the greatest catalogs ever. But outside of that, I just feel like sometimes Kanye West is full of shit. But with that being said, I'm willing to come on here and admit that I have been a little harsh on Kanye for the past year. And I have my reasons, but I don't love Kanye West as an artist any less. He's accomplished a lot. We're going to continue to talk about Kanye because he's not going anywhere. He's going to continue to raise the bar, every time. And I went back, and the reason why I brought that up is because I went back and I listened to a few of the episodes where we did talk about Kanye, and I was just like, damn, like I didn't have to go in on him like that, shit. But no, man, I just wanted to point that out.
No, I'm glad within that. I feel like we stopped at a good number. Before we actually started videos. It was what, episode 40?
Episode 40.
Starting with episode 41, we started the visuals like being on here. And so I think this makes it even better. The visuals, just people actually seeing us talk. And because I know some people, they're more like visual people. Actually, one of my friends, he's like, I like listening to podcasts. He's like, but now actually watching y'all talk about certain topics he's like, it's like I'm like a lot more engaged. So I think that was a big thing, us starting this on video. So
yeah, man, and it's only gonna get better from here. Whenever you get back, we're gonna have the whole production.
I'm ready, bro. We 5-6 months.
5-6 months,
and I'm like permanently back home. So that's gonna be
celebration. Goddamn.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be a good time, bro. Yeah. I might have to vlog that or something, man. Like I might have to vlog my journey back home or something. And then when I actually arrive, we don't have to do like a like a welcome back home get together or something, bro. That's gonna be.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely getting fucking drunk.
Let's turn up, bro. I'm ready. Yeah, I can't believe, bro. I'm really getting out. It's like the process is happening right now. It's like, wow. Like when my supervisor was like, he's like, I'm not trying to kick you out or nothing. He's like, I'm just telling you, like, just start doing your stuff now. Like, and cause he just know, like, I'm ready to get out. He's like, yeah, if you're ready to get out and all of that, just start prepping and all of that. So my supervisor, shout out to him. He been helping me and all of that stuff, trying to prep to get out. So but he's just like, yeah, just get on your stuff, start this, and yeah, man, I'm about to be headed back home. This is crazy.
Yeah, man, it's
5 years, bro. 5 years.
That 5 years went by so quick, quick.
I've been in the Air Force half a decade. That's crazy.
Yeah,
like that time, bro, is just. Cause what we met in 2013, I think it was.
Yep, it was 2013.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. That's crazy. Wow, I never would have thought that you would be coming back and we would have, because at that time we're probably gonna have at least like 70 episodes by that time. Yeah. So I never in a million years would have thought that I would have started a podcast with my brother. So
yeah, man, I love it. I love doing this. I want to do this as long as we can, and yeah, man. I be thinking about when we finally get to episode 100. That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, we definitely gotta have like at least
We gotta throw like a party or something, bro. Like
2 or 3 guests or something. Like,
yeah, we gotta, bro. Shoot, we should bring like low key. We almost should just bring the squad on. Like
oh yeah, definitely. And just
like, bro, like that would be fun having like maybe Justin and Ari or Raquel or something, and just everybody just kind of join in on it. And
man.
maybe we can talk about some albums or just I don't know, something. We'll bring up something for episode 100. But yeah, man, it's been been loving it, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
This is the start of the next 50.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
This is just the first episode to the next 50 episodes. So
that's crazy.
To 100.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Salute to us, man. Salute to us. I feel like we've been consistent for a year. We've really only taken 3 breaks, I think.
2 breaks, yeah.
2 or 3 breaks, and they don't really last too long. We've been putting out consistent content for a year. And
yeah. You know what? That's crazy because like there's 52 weeks in a year. We put out 50. Because I think at one moment we was putting out like 2 a week, I think.
Yeah, we put 2, yeah, from episode, I want to say episode 10 to episode 20, we were putting out 2 episodes a week, and then we got some feedback. A lot of people were saying that we were putting out too much content.
Like, yo, slow down. Yeah. It's like hit us with 1.
Yeah.
It was a couple people that's like, wait, y'all dropped 2 this week? I was like, yeah. They was like, whoa, I'm not through with the first one. Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, we're gonna go back to the once a week.
Yeah. And it worked out. But
we still got a lot of episodes in 1 year. 50 is a lot in a year.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. That's over 80 hours worth of conversation because most of our episodes are longer than an hour long. So
yeah, hour 50, some are 2 hours.
Yeah, we have a lot of 2-hour episodes now.
Yeah, so man.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for being my partner, being my brother. I wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. I look at my Spotify almost every day, and I'm just like, damn, like we did that. Like we did that shit. Like
I love doing this with you, bro. You are my brother for life, and yeah, man, I love this. I love it. Like I said, like you always say, and I always say, we are the culture, bro. What would the culture be without Black people in it? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would be as great as it is. Yeah, man, it's because everything. I feel like everything follows after us, honestly. So.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like we kind of I don't know. I just feel like we bend and shape the culture. So yeah, man, I love doing this, and I feel like podcasting is like part of the culture now, and yeah, man, I love it.
Yeah, man, and thank you. Shout out to everybody that we've had on the podcast too. Ari, shout out Nezzy, shout out Fidel, shout out Justin. We're definitely gonna have more guests on. More to come. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of content to offer, and I'm making this sound like this is like a goodbye tour, but it's not.
Nah, we only begin. We only beginning, bro. This is the beginning.
Yeah, man, this is definitely the beginning. But thank you to everybody who continuously tunes in every week. We greatly appreciate it. We would not be able to do this without you guys.
Thank y'all, for real. We love y'all. We appreciate all of the love, all of the feedback, all of the critiques, anything to make us better. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man, what he said. And we're going to continue to elevate. We're going to continue to educate ourselves. We're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to make sure that our content is A1, 100%. We want y'all to feel like our podcast is the one that you can go to. And, whenever the new episode comes out, we want you to click it. We want you to listen. We want you to be engaged. Of course, like my brother just said, we want the feedback. Give us the feedback. Let us know if there's something that you don't like, if there's a conversation that was whack, if my hat is whack.
Something y'all want to hear about, let us know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let us know what you want to hear. If there's something that you want us to talk about, an album, an artist, anything, let us know. Let us know.
For sure.
Recommend us, anything. But yeah. Rest in peace to DMX. Happy 1 year anniversary to the TNT podcast. The TNT podcast is now 1 year old.
Yes, sir. So glad.
Yeah, man. We just wanted to give or show appreciation to one of our greatest artists that we've ever had. And we'll be back at you guys with the topics and all the fuck shit. We got a lot of shit to go over, but we appreciate y'all for pulling up and tuning into episode 51 of the TNT podcast. My name is Timothy. Telorian, you got anything to say before we get out of here?
RIP to DMX, and but we got more stuff coming, and thank y'all for riding with us, and yeah, that's all I got. This is the other half of the TNT podcast, Telorian, and that's all I got, man.
All right, man, you heard it. TNT podcast episode 51. We love y'all. We'll be back at y'all with another one next week. Peace.
We out of here.